We got new merch, some new colorways in the Be Good to Yourself collection. We've got hoodies in plum and moss. We've also got t-shirts in lilac, moss, and blue mist. I hope you enjoy those. Those are good colors. Get that hitter and more at theovonstore.com. I want to let you know that we have some new tour dates to announce. January 11th and 12th in Grand Junction, Colorado. We've added a new show there. January 13th, Pueblo, Colorado. January 14th, Denver. We have 2 shows there. January 15th, down in Fort Collin, Colorado. We're excited to be at the fort. And March 1st, 3rd, and 4th in Boston, Massachusetts. And March 2nd in Medford, Massachusetts. Those are all available at theovon.com/TOUR, and that will be the return of the Rat Tour. Today's guest is a connector. He's a man that bridges space between two things. He's a bridge. He might be a drawbridge at times. I don't know. We're going to learn just how he connects people. And we're going to talk about just his journey in journalism. You may know him from All Gas, No Brakes, from French Quarter Confessions, or from his own Channel 5. Today's guest is Andrew Callaghan. Shine that light on me. I'll sit and tell you my stories. Shine on me, and I will find a song. I will sing it. Yeah, I just put on some deodorant today. I just got back into putting deodorant on.
Yeah. I actually didn't wear it for like a year, but then like just the past couple months, I don't know if my diet changed, but like the BO is back.
Really?
So I actually just gave myself a hand soap, like armpit bath in the podcast bathroom.
Oh, wow. I like that.
I didn't know how close we were going to be sitting, so I was like, damn, I don't want you to be holding your tongue about my armpit odor the whole time.
Yeah.
You know, because that might send the interview in a different direction, subconsciously.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I hadn't thought about that. I think there are people you get around them, and when they got that odor, sometimes it repels you. Sometimes I notice it's almost like it feels a little bit like not welcoming, but there's a human space in there that's kind of okay.
Mm-hmm. Like you're fallible, like you smell like I do.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm gonna ride this guy, you know.
I'll give this guy a chance.
Yeah,
he smells like shit.
Yeah. We a couple stench bunnies. I'll ride with this homie right here, dog. But I just, I took a couple years off too, and just the other day I put it on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think there's something. It was a casual, and it was like mint and something else. It was one of those more like one somebody made in the woods or made at their house.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like this a little.
Mm-hmm. Organic style.
Yeah.
Not like a typical Axe chocolate or like Old Spice Swagger or any of those like super heavy chemical ones.
Yeah, that's the ones that started getting scary. You know?
Like, I used to collect all that shit, all the Axe flavors and stuff.
You did?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Dude, they had what you collected?
I think I was a victim of the Axe marketing. Like they had the Axe chocolate commercial as like he walks out of the house and all the ladies are just like all over him, and I was like, that's gonna be me, dude. I was in 7th grade. I was like, just gotta keep stacking up Axe deodorant flavors and see which one works for me.
Yeah, boy, you get them Axes, boy, you get as much fucking deodorant as you can. Yeah, I remember something like that, dude, being young, and they had this fella in our class named Michael, and people used to beat him up a lot, and his dad could fix computers or whatever. And where I was from, if somebody could fix computers, it was almost like they worked for Satan, Like, people didn't want that. Can you fix a fucking truck, boy? You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here with your damn wires, And he, I think, felt like deodorant would give him power. And I remember he would put it on his whole body. Put it up and down his limbs and everything, yeah. And it really didn't help him much. It made him, enjoyable to be around, kind of.
but I don't think it helped him in like the emotional sense that he was looking for like a parent, you know?
Yeah.
Because he would put that Old Spice, the Splash stuff on.
Just all over his entire body.
Yeah.
Like on the front of his hands.
Yeah. Make it.
Face too.
I'm not sure how much he did on that young skin. It would probably
Yeah.
really burn him.
I'm sure he smelled great.
Oh, dude, he was. But I think what he was looking for, he's like, if I get enough, maybe of this positive smell, maybe my father will love me.
So you said that like a computer programmer is like the least honorable profession where you grew up in Louisiana.
At the time, it was.
What do you think at that time was like the most respectable line of work?
Probably tire care.
Yeah. Fixing them, patching them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could roll in there and roll out in about 12, 13 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Is this before Discount Tire kind of like took the mom and pop tire spots out of business?
Yeah.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, back when you rolled in there and he wouldn't even have to, he would smell around the tire and know what was up.
I love tire shops.
Oh, dude, they were so good. That one of the guys tried to make love to my mother for a while, and I think that also made me think, oh, these guys are heroes.
Yeah. Why?
Because it was somebody that cared about my mom, I guess, you know? It was like, oh, man, these guys, they could change a tire on your life, you know?
Yeah. They're heroic for sure.
By being like, you know, someone that loves you. But anyway, man, Andrew Callaghan, thanks for being here, bro.
Thanks, man.
So some of my audience might not know you, right? You are certainly like, you are a wizard in your own, and in a very huge world of journalism, but in your own world, like, take me through a little bit of where you started out. So Andrew's kind of like this, I'm labeled like this Hunter S. Thompson, kind of like this, you know, this like, you're a journalist. That's a safe statement.
Yeah.
You told me one time when I met you, you said, I follow the vibe or the heat. I follow where the energy's at.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so you're like a seeker kind of.
Yeah.
Where do you kind of start at? I first saw you on French Quarter Confessions because I'm from Louisiana.
That was my first video project. I was a doorman on Bourbon Street in the Quarter, and I would get off work and like interview drunk people for late night confessionals, like when they were out partying on Bourbon and Royal and any surrounding streets. Sometimes on Frenchman. Sometimes we got a little crazy. But I mean, I wrote for my high school newspaper, and then like I had this cool ass high school teacher. I didn't really like school too much, but I had a journalism class, and this teacher, Callaghan, would let me like leave school for the whole day, and I would come back at the end of the day, like before the bell rang at like 3:25. And he said, if you had a story of a cool person that you talked to or someone interesting out there, I'd give you school credit. So I was able to just roam Seattle, like free roam throughout the day, and I would come back with like stories about juggalos that I would meet downtown.
Yeah.
You know, like how to buy some shit off the Silk Road. I'd go to the Occupy Movement tent city and interview people there, and just come back.
Look each other a little bit for
write a
me.
little article or write up, and I got school credit. And then he helped me. That kind of experience like propelled me to go to college in Louisiana on a full scholarship to Loyola.
Oh, wow. So they gave you, that's where you went down there, Loyola.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Wolfpack.
Yeah, you know about the Wolfpack?
Dude, I went to Loyola for one semester.
No,
bro.
you didn't.
Yeah, dude.
You live in Beaver Hall in the dorms?
No, I tried to do cocaine with a girl one time and I couldn't get an erection, and I've always felt horrible about that.
That one experience is the reason you dropped out of college?
It made me, I think, leave Loyola. Dude. She was like, yeah. I was like, because it was a small campus. I didn't want to see her.
Oh, that's a small campus. You know, you see every student every day at Loyola.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no place to hide over there.
Yeah. And if you go to the Boot or the Palms or like Snake and Jake's or one of those like college bars, you really see the same people every day.
Yeah. And somebody usually, I feel like there's a sex crime there every night. Like it almost should be like Sex Crime Sunday. You know, it should be like a thing.
For sure. Yeah.
Like a game of Clue. They kind of like give you like a little check off sheet.
Yeah. Those particular bars, like on the corner of like Broadway and Zimple, are a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. People are peeing and drinking at the same time. Like it's
peeing and fighting and making out and grinding, which I didn't really know continued into adulthood. I thought grinding was like a middle school sort of like, you know, like it's like, but at the Boot, like right now, there's someone at the Boot grinding with a stranger with their eyes closed, just fucking like the song Candy Shop is playing and they're just like straight up vibing it out, making out.
Why is that? Why is there something about, and that's, I think, that is that dirty Louisiana thing where it's like, let's just get together and just let our fucking oysters touch, you know? There's something about that.
I mean, I didn't know because I did some grinding my freshman year at Loyola. You know, because everyone else is grinding, and I didn't know at that time, but that would be the last time I'd ever grind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't have believed you if you told me at that time.
Yeah.
But then I was in the boot, and I was like, this is fucking weird. And it never happened again.
I wonder if there'd be like a good grinding championship. That would see something. That would be something I could see going to interview.
I think Jamaica would win. Have you seen the dagger dancing? They're like jumping up and down on each other, like dramatic air humping. Like you have to look it up. I'll send you some videos.
It sounds like some of the Maasai warrior stuff. Is it like that? Like when those guys, like they do a lot of that.
It's just like that.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came through French Quarter Confessions. That's where a lot of people, I think, that's where I first learned about you from being from Louisiana.
Yeah.
And did you miss that? Do you miss that Louisiana energy kind of?
So much, man. I think about it all the time. Like when I dream, it's like they all take place in the streets of like New Orleans. Like it's like my mental map. You know what I'm talking about? It's a special place. Once you connect to it, it like never leaves you.
Yeah.
You know? But it's also hard to find work out there. Like it's hard to build a career in media out there.
Yeah. I think it's really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like there's like the news channels and then there's like crime.
Yeah.
Or you play for the Saints. I feel like there's not a lot of avenues to build a name for yourself.
For sure. I mean, the one time I tried to get involved in like local TV stations in Louisiana, I had to sign an NDA. And they're like, we're not going to tell you what your assignment is, but just sign this and we're going to get you on TV. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I sign it and they send me in like a Sprinter van to Covington, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And they're like, you see this woman? Her house just burnt down. She doesn't know this yet, but her 2 dogs are dead inside the house. You got to go walk in that house with her and write about it. I was like, this is the worst job ever.
It was like almost like a gender reveal, but not like that.
Yeah, it was the saddest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. And so I was like, I don't want to do this. But after Quarter Confessions, like I would hitchhike around the U.S. a lot, like by myself. I'm like,
oh, you did. So after that, you made it into hitchhiking.
Yeah, pretty much like right around there too. So I would hitchhike from like Seattle to New Orleans and back, and just interview like outlaws, runaways, deadbeats, like crazy motel creatures in like Nevada. You know, the real reptilians.
Oh yeah, man. Look, I've done a lot of picking up hitchhikers over my day. Right?
Oh, cool.
And people that the worst one I ever had was a guy. Not the worst, really the best. Also, this guy. What did he say? Oh, he goes, you want a cold beer? And I'm like, there's no fucking way this dude has a cold beer on him. Pulled a cold beer out of his jacket, man. Like I don't know if he'd been cooling with his heart or just whatever he had, you know? And he pulled a cold beer out of his jacket. And I was like, oh, this dude is some type of like future baby or some type of wizard or something. And then he told me a story one time. He got picked up by a guy one time. And it was the guy ended up being in a high-speed chase from the police, right? So next thing you know, this hitchhiker's in a high-speed chase, right?
Yeah.
And so he asked the guy, he's like, well, why'd you pick me up? And he goes, because I don't want to die alone. I'm like, damn, bro.
Damn. Let me break for 1 second. Yeah. Gotta get some phlegm out real quick.
Yeah, get it out, man. We'll sell it, actually. Okay, so you get into the hitchhiking. Take me on some of your hitchhiking journey right there.
I mean, just everything was so ridiculous. Like every ride was like crazier than the last. You know what I mean? Like there's always that one story that I tell about like this tiny like Honduran dude picking me up in Crowley, Louisiana, and like taking me to like a refurbished barn house that had like 12 confessional booths, and I didn't know that it was like a porn viewing. Have you been to a place like this?
Was it like a people kind of a gay meetup or just gay or straight?
I think it's a place where truckers pull over to like have a private pornography viewing experience. They have like a bottle of lotion and like they have 3 channels. They have like the gay channel, regular channel, then like the fetish channel or whatever. So I'm thinking I pick this dude up. He has like a fucked up car, and he takes me to the place to view it. Tries to see what was up, and I was like, no. And then he was like, oh, why were you at that truck stop? And I guess where he picked me up was like a known kind of...
Oh, a notorious bay for prostitutes.
Notorious gay prostitute truck stop. So he thought that I was I wonder why he didn't say anything for an hour in the car, but he didn't want to get a solicitation charge. So he didn't say much because he kind of figured
I feeling it out.
He was asking me weird questions like, do you like porn? Do you like movies? And I was like, all right, what's up with this guy?
Right, yeah. Do you like, what kind of condiments do you like?
Yeah.
Just like strange shit like that.
Super, super weird.
Yeah.
But I wrote a book about the hitchhiking, like a zine thing.
You did?
And like people liked it. I probably sold a couple hundred copies. Like that was good. But then I realized like nobody really reads, dude.
Yeah, reading is a tough thing for people. Do you even find for yourself that it's hard to read these days?
I'd prefer to listen to a podcast or an audiobook, but it is like a calming thing to do, reading.
Yeah, I think it makes my mind, it does something good for my brain.
Yeah.
I feel like in my mind, it makes them kind of settle down. It puts them like on a pace that feels like they can keep up with.
Yeah.
Whereas like the way we kind of have media nowadays, sometimes it feels like a pace that's not fair to the operating system that I have, that God put in me or whatever. Any hotties ever pick you up? Any chicks ever pick you up? Was there ever any sex on the route?
No.
Wow.
Definitely not. It was mostly like super old-timey, like stick and bindle, kind of like formerly vagabond hobo dudes. Because I think that like they grew up before Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out, which to me is the quintessential turning point of hitchhikers being viewed as like potentially homicidal maniacs. But before that, I'm assuming it was a cool fucking hippie thing to do, you know? But then after that, it was like hitchhiker is a murderer.
Yeah.
And so I think now like people would flip me off. Like good, and we're talking like Christian family folk would be driving in a minivan, look at me, and the whole family would flip me off.
Oh, that, yeah.
Just strange.
Look
stuff.
at that, yeah. Yeah, they used to call, I remember, people would sometimes drive by, call me a road N-word. They would call me, and I'm like, what? What are you even talking
Wow.
Yeah, just like, what?
So you did some hitchhiking
Just
too?
racial. Yeah, man, I used to get out there,
sick.
bro. I used to love it. I used to love, you know what I think I loved? I think I did it because there was a part of me that wanted to have something different,
Yeah.
But then there was that moment of fear where it's like, I don't know what the heck's going to happen to me.
Yeah. I think I always liked that, gamble. Like one dude that picked us up in Arizona, drove me from Phoenix to Vegas. He was like basically an arms dealer, and he had just spent the better part of 10 years like in Arizona State Penitentiary, and his whole back seat had like Home Depot buckets just full of like magazines, switches, silencers, beams, all this crazy ass shit.
And was it hard to navigate that? Is it hard to stay in the pocket in there and not just like jump out or?
Well, because one thing you learn from being a hitchhiker is people lie a lot. They try to impress you, they try to relate to you, and they want to seem super cool and like weathered. So they would tell you like, man, I used to be selling guns all up and down the West Coast. You're like, okay, we hear you. Right. And then he was like, no, for real, check out the back. And I look at these buckets full of like gun parts, and I'm like, why the fuck did this guy pick me up?
Yeah.
He was already riding hot as hell.
Right.
But I guess he probably enjoyed the roll of the dice too.
Oh, right. There's two people are rolling the dice. And it's also like saying, hey, God, I'm going to put the dice, or fates or whatever, I'm going to put the dice in your hands.
Exactly.
I'm going to take my hands off the wheel. Yeah, dude, a lot of times I would let people or I would get picked up or have people take me just even around our own town, And it was definitely, there's that element of uncertainty. What's going to happen here? And also it takes some of the responsibility of your own life off of you. You're like, I'm going to put my life in this guy's hands, this Mazda.
Yeah.
This dude in a Mazda. I'm going to fucking,
with underglow.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Yeah. And hitchhiking used to be so popular in the 70s and stuff like that. Like
in 1978 or whatever, Texas Chainsaw Massacre drops.
That's when it happened, huh?
And then every year there was a hitchhiker horror movie. Of some hippie looking dude who like slashes the driver's throat. Oh. It's horrible. But also in the South, hitchhiking is a lot harder than it is on the West Coast.
You think so?
I did the 101 one time, like from Astoria, Oregon down to like the Bay. I got picked up within 30 seconds every time by people in like Volkswagen vans and RVs, like, West Coast kind of like hippie adjacent folk. In the South, I feel like it's more of a charity thing. Like when I remember I got picked up in Paducah, Kentucky one time, which is like the most religious small town I've ever been to. And everyone who picked me up was like, you remind me of my son. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, he's strung out on dope somewhere. And I'm like, okay, I'm not, but like, thank you. So I think it's just a different barometer for like.
Or you remind me of my hot daughter in that area, dude. I think you would probably compete with some of the local models, I think.
I think so too. I could model in Paducah.
Oh, bro.
If all else fails, I can just go model in the Appalachia.
Yeah, that'd be so good.
Got to get stronger hands, once I get like farmer fingers.
Bro, how pissed would they get if like a trans model showed up and just started winning all the pageants?
Oh, dude, Culture War 2.0.
That'd be so good.
The Culture War has been is back on. You've been watching the news.
Yeah, I think I see a lot of it. So when you say culture war, what does it mean?
Means when mainstream media propagates like irrelevant small culture war shit, like things that aren't like really a big issue, like like trans women playing in sports, and they
Right.
obsess over it to distract you from real things that are going on.
Do you think that they do that?
Yeah, they totally do it. Like,
Yeah.
like left, like liberal and like conservative mainstream media, they pick strategically like before midterms to get people all riled up by like zooming in on like specific. They know what they're doing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like people with lisps, like they're or like like trans people in sports. Yeah, doesn't this make you angry?
Like you didn't hear about it for like 8 months, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we got an election coming up. Let's stoke more anxiety and like exploit people's fears about this.
Yeah,
Try to get votes."
And it works, huh?
Instantly, on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, it works instantly on both sides. It's amazing sometimes because people look at the conservative side. I feel like this is just a general thought of my own. People look at the conservative side as being a less educated side.
Mm-hmm.
But both sides will fall for the same exact tricks.
Yeah, totally.
It's almost crazy. You can almost, I don't know. It's just really fascinating to me that it's like, but this is the same game being done on both teams.
Oh yeah, totally. Like liberal media will go to like the furthest sticks and boonies they can possibly go to find like their like racist guy to interview.
Yeah.
And just to get people all freaked out. And I'm sure you know what that's like. They often scapegoat the South. The South
Yeah,
is
it's happened a
always-
lot. It's happened a lot over the years, especially during during Trump, during like that administration, during that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Those white guys in Charlestown or whatever, like
Charlottesville.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was surely like there was probably a couple of dudes in there who was hoping things would go to another level of like of let's white it, whiten around.
Yeah.
But I think there was probably as many people in there that were just confused and responded to a Craigslist ad.
Yeah, for sure. And just falling victim to their own echo chamber, like they're in these tight, weird online niche communities, and the algorithm starts recommending shit to them that they already know they're going to be receptive to get more ad revenue. And before you know it, they're just like down the rabbit hole. And these social media companies are making fucking millions while these people are just spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
Then next thing you know, they're yelling shit about Jews in public. I mean, that's crazy, dude. I don't yell anything in public.
Yeah. Michael Myers is honestly, bro, the dude's not that scary anymore. I saw the last Halloween, it was horrible. The one a few years ago was horrible. I can't imagine how bad this one is. But if you look at him, he looks like the kind of dude that tightens his body up. Because he's got that whacker on him, bro. He's got that trimmer, baby. That he got a damn machete, doesn't he? What I'm telling you about is Manscaped is the safe way to do it. That man could easily whack his wiener off, but you won't. Manscaped launched their 4th generation performance package to make sure your pumpkins get the ultimate carving experience on this spooky time of year. That's right. Turn your bite-sized treat into a king-sized candy. That means get your wand looking long wand. Join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code Theo. That's manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code Theo. Make the right call this spooky season. It's trick or trim. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. One time I remember we got stuck somewhere in the mud. And people said, well, dang, we got to get out the mud. And I said, well, this is a 4-cylinder. This is a Ford Escort. And we don't stand a chance against the mud. We in. This is the damn devils. Gumbo got us stuck. Got our tires just begging for help. That can happen to your brain. Sometimes your brain gets stuck and you need something greater than you to help you. That's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp Therapy. A therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to get out that mud. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, accessible, affordable, and entirely online. When you want to be a better problem solver, visit betterhelp.com/THEO today to get the 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/Theo. Well, yelling in public also is such an outdated form of communication, unfortunately. You
Yeah.
know? Our voices now have to go through these certain portals, or it feels like that they can't be communicated.
Yeah, there's no more like town crier. I mean, no one would take you seriously.
Right, that's the thing. No one would take you seriously.
But I seek out people like that.
yeah.
That's sort of the basis of early All Gas No Breaks interviews. Is like, I don't want to talk to an online loud person. I want to talk to a real life screamer.
Yeah. So you get get me to All Gas No Breaks, and then let's get to Channel 5. So and then just for our listeners, so you're doing the hitchhiking. You've left out of Louisiana, and you end up
In Seattle. And then from Seattle, like down to LA on the West Coast and back to Colorado. I mean, the summers following that, I hitchhiked a bunch. But the book that I wrote, it's not for sale anymore, but it was about like my first hitchhiking experience. That kind of had like a small cult following, which led me to want to make a show. The book was called All Gas No Breaks, A Hitchhiker's Diary.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, nobody really reads. I want to make an interview-based road show. So I convinced a company to buy me an RV, whatever, made All Gas No Breaks, fell out with the company over a contractual dispute.
Right.
Signed a movie deal with Tim and Eric. That movie is coming out in December.
awesome.
It's with HBO and A24 and shit.
Congratulations,
so I'm
man.
stoked, dude. It's crazy.
Wow.
Man. Yeah.
And so the movie will be about, I know you have a tour coming up too, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy, man. I start my first ever tour in like 12 days. It's like 45 dates, like back to back. We're going to screen scenes from the movie. We're going to find like battle rappers and magicians via Craigslist to open up each performance.
You can have some people from episodes I know that you've already taped that will be at some of the at some of the venues.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just crazy. I've just been like trying to be calm before the tour starts. I've just been playing tennis and hanging out with my mom every day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, at Venice Beach, tennis courts.
Do you and your mother look alike or no?
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all do?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your father still alive or no?
Yeah, he's alive. He's a bartender in Seattle.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's a cool dude.
Are your parents pretty proud of you?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
They should be, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you feel like your desire to create or to get out there and interview people, do you feel like any of that came from your own childhood, or do you think it was just a choice you kind of made as you, like, is it more about journalism or is it more about seeking something to fulfill something inside of you?
Well, I think my mom is like a super sweet, like caring person, very empathetic, big listener. She was the kind of person that, like, you know, if someone would approach us on the street, you know, like, I need some help, she would always help them. But a step further, like, talk to them and converse with them. And so, like, I think when I was super young, she would humanize people just day to day for me. So I didn't grow up with this wall or like glass wall between me and like people who I didn't understand.
Right.
So I just kind of went through life. And then like when I started smoking weed when I was like 13 in Seattle, like walking around downtown high, I just became like this, like a toddler level curious, like wanderer. And I would just walk around and be like, what's up? Where are you from? And I would ask people, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? When I was young, I'm like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? I would just sit there for like an hour and be like, damn, dude. All right, peace. So I was like listening to basically 5 hours of free podcasts today. And so by the time I got old, I was like, damn, you can make a career out of this? Like, that's sick.
Wow. That's incredible, man. Yeah, Seattle at night gets really, it's got like a damp vampires running around, bro. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of damn condensation fucking drug muppets bouncing around over there.
Certainly so.
That's
it's a beautiful
wild.
American city.
Yeah, we used to do that comedy club, underground comedy over there.
Yeah.
It was honestly one of the best rooms to do comedy in. I don't know if it's still there. So now, so that's where you're at now. So now you got like, I mean, you do so much interesting stuff now. You follow, is that still kind of your goal, to follow the heat, to follow what's going on? How hard is it to still do that when you've gotten busier?
Right now there's not much happening in the news cycle. So it's like, I'm more doing like character studies and like random cultural interest stuff. But like once the midterms kick back into full swing, like I got to follow the news beat. Like there's nothing better than like being on the ball of news as it's happening. Like it's like the best feeling. It's like it's kind of like addicting.
Wow.
Like watching history unfold and documenting it and being like on scene. I get how reporters can get addicted to like following that high all the time. But you got to like stay away from that to a certain degree, because then you become just like a chaos tourist and you spend every waking day being like, where are people pissed off? And you get so used to it. It's kind of jades your mind and you're like, man, like society is in decline because you spend every other day at like a right or left wing protest. So it's important to kind of zoom out and cover like positive subjects. Like I went to a powerlifting event in Sacramento a month ago called World's Strongest Man. Mm-hmm. That was just fun. No one's talking about like, you know, the Clinton deep state cabal or like the collapse of civilization. So I'm like, man, this is just nice. So you got to pepper your life with shit like that to stay level-headed, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw you talking to a bunch of like those jizz wizard dudes. Those like guys that are like those fucking, you know what I'm saying? Those fucking spunk garglers, dude. Them dudes go deep, bro.
Yeah, Will Blunderfield is his name.
Oh, okay, Will.
He's kind of the commander-in-chief of the jizz wizards, and
that's a new movement, really, of men. Did you see that just as like an out there group, or do you see that as an example of men trying to find different ways to regain masculinity?
I think that Will's specific demographic is dudes who would be traditionally called gay by society.
Okay.
Trying to become bisexual to a certain extent. Ooh. You know what I mean? Because he's talking about how, you know, when he does same-sex erotic bonding in the forest with his bros, it kind of makes him have a procreative urge. You know, so I think to a certain degree, I think the manosphere has definitely taken over, like a lot of the surface net.
What is the manosphere?
Just like Andrew Tate type people, you know, just like like alpha men's wellness self-help dudes, you know. But I think that Will's a bit different because it's more on like the spiritual side, and it's more connected to like eating well and all that type of shit, cutting like glyphosate and atrazine out of your diet to like have your chakras align and like reach a new dimension and like breath work. And I feel like he's more on that tip. But then again, I feel like 2020 and COVID created this insane fusion with like the wellness community and like pretty hard right people because of the anti-vax thing.
Oh, interesting.
So like half of the, you know, like yogis and like holistic community wellness people became like fully QAnon pilled in 2020.
Wow.
Like I remember, I'm not going to say her name, but this lady who invented butthole sunning or perineum sunning.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that.
Yeah, so it was super like kind of cool, hippie, like free thinker, believes in the sun god, thinks the sun god speaks to your soul through your anus, rays come in, get into your body. That's God, divine energy. I hadn't talked to her in like 6 months. I checked back on her Instagram, and this is real shit. It's George Floyd and then like a lizard person cropped over each other. And she was like, don't believe everything you see on TV. And like, it's just crazy to see like that happening to someone like that. And now it's all just like the storm is coming, like crazy ass, like fringe shit. Like JFK Jr. is still alive.
Oh, wow.
Like,
JFK Jr. No, he's not.
But him being alive is central to the QAnon.
Oh, I see.
universe.
I see that. You're just saying that it gets in that drain.
They were waiting at the grassy knoll in Dallas like 4 months ago for his return.
No way.
Yeah, and like it's kind of like Bigfoot hunting style, where like one guy says that he saw it when everyone looked away, and so I met a guy who was like, I saw him, and everyone's like, no, you didn't. Like, and they almost were having some infighting. He's like, no, dude, I saw him.
So you were down there when that happened?
No, but I talked to a bunch of the people who were there at the People's Convoy, which is like a trucker protest right after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty deep in that little world.
Yeah, we've had Bobby Kennedy on here before, so he was big. He's a environmentalist, you know. So it makes sense that he would be, you know, he was always about like taking care of nature. So then it makes sense that he would that his interest would lead to taking care of the nature inside of your body, you know, like the waterways inside of your body and that sort of thing. So he's been a big, like, I wouldn't call him I don't know if he was he wasn't anti-COVID, but I think he was an anti-vax, or making sure that vaccinations are tested correctly. You know? Because in my town, I grew up in Covington, Louisiana, and they were making the polio vaccine in our town in like the 60s or something, whenever they put it out, or maybe I think the 60s or 70s. And that's where they created the polio vaccine at, and they used to test it on monkeys. Well, the polio vaccine ended up giving cervical cancer to millions of women, but they'd already made it, and they were just like, fuck it, we already bought it, right? Like we already...
The deal sealed.
Yeah, this is what we got. So it helped polio, but there was a high risk for cervical cancer. So I think some people, you know, it also depends on, I think, where some people's mindsets come out of.
Yeah.
Do you now, like I know you just went and interviewed Alex Jones and had to sit down with Alex Jones.
Yeah.
What was that kind of like? Do you think the guy was absolutely crazy? Do you think he was overwhelmed by the lawsuit at this point? Or do you feel like he's on point with some stuff and he's just too loud for the world these days? Like,
I don't know. It's such a tough one because I do see both angles of it. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of heat from a lot of my fans for even talking to him. I mean, the $1 billion verdict, he probably has between $2 and $3 million. And InfoWars or Free Speech Systems is filing for bankruptcy. So he's not going to, the Sandy Hook families aren't going to see that money.
right.
But I guess it's a precedent in the future for it's like because he was really coming after the parents as well.
Right.
You know, like he put one of the parents' addresses up. I mean,
It's egregious. I mean, it's egregious when somebody and I can't imagine when you go through something like that.
Yeah.
And there's this voice that gets loud.
Yeah, but I'm reading this book called Sandy Hook by Elizabeth Williamson, and like some of the dudes that Alex was like platforming on his shit. I hate saying platforming, but like this dude Wolfgang Helbig, and there's people who like were writing like 4,000 emails a day to the Sandy Hook families, like type shit, like harassing them, stalking them, leaving messages saying they're gonna kill them, accusing them of keeping their kids alive as sex slaves in the attic and shit. Horrible stuff. So it wasn't a lot of people. It's not just about Alex. It's just some
Right.
of
It's
the
about
people.
the ripple effect.
Yeah, because there's a whole community of lost people who devote their whole life to harassing the victims' families of the Colorado Aurora shooting, of Sandy Hook, of Uvalde. Like it's a whole community of crisis actor followers, like false flag people.
Have you been able to meet any of those types of folks, even just to see like, because I think one thing that's really interesting that you do, and I really like seeing it, man, is that you kind of you go and just kind of listen to people. It's like, hey, here's what's going on. And I think it's really powerful, even as you say, like some of your followers or supporters, like, oh, why would you even give this guy space? But people would say that too about having Bobby Kennedy on here. It's like, why would you give this guy space? Like, he's a human being. He's, first of all, one of the smartest guys that I know.
Yeah.
Like really interesting and amazing friend.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wouldn't not trust him. Like, why wouldn't I listen and hear what his thoughts are and what's going on?
I just think like the more liberal audience is like super into deplatforming, and they think that like giving someone giving a problematic person a platform is somehow supporting them. And I always refute that like this. If it's a lesser known shitty person that I'm cherry picking to kind of dunk on, that's fucked up. You know, if I bring some white nationalist from the cuts of Alabama on my show just to like grill him and make him look stupid,
Right.
I am inadvertently growing his audience by bringing him on, because the people who watch my shit and even if they agree with me, his name is now out there. I've elevated his name to the top. And so people will know his name. They'll go to his website. You kind of increase traffic for that person.
Right.
And you create future white nationalists and vice versa. But like Alex Jones, everybody knows who that is. He's a household name. The Proud Boys, everybody knows who that is. So when I'm interviewing people like that most of my audience doesn't like, I am not increasing their fame or increasing their exposure, because with or without me, everyone's going to know who those people are.
Right.
Alex Jones is on the front page of the New York Times. The Proud Boys are being investigated by the FBI for January 6th. So me interviewing them, I'm not platforming or increasing their audience at all. But, if I was to interview like more lesser known, fringe people, I wouldn't do that,
Yeah, like if you were to interview like Whitey Killer 1200, or you were to interview like Slave Buyer 55,
Exactly.
then you would be,
But mainstream media, like liberal media, does that shit. They find like the dumbest person they can, and they're like inside the Ku Klux Klan, and it's and it's like some like 300-pound like CSI Miami watcher sitting in his chair. He's like, "White people, we're just better at stuff, man." And like,
dude.
and the journalist is like, "What do you mean by that? How can you say something like that?" He was like, I'm not doing that shit, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's like why do people get so stuck in their own like, why can't people just let somebody else have a different belief, like a different politician? How did that get so crazy from your perception?
I don't know, but I think that how all the late night TV shows and how SNL just became like orange man bashing machines.
Yeah.
I mean, you fucking turn on Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel or something, it's literally like every other night is like an anti-Trump monologue.
It was horrible. They ruined their shows, I think.
They're still doing it.
It's crazy though. It seems like bad. Why? It's like you could just say, "Hey, this is who I support or don't support."
Yeah, I think the incentive is there. It's the safest thing you can do, you know, in comedy, in that realm, is to just bash like, you know, a conservative president. And I don't support Trump, you know, but it's like I don't want to go on late night TV and watch a rich guy talk shit about another rich guy.
I know.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, this is just the same shit, and I think that has something to do with it. Because if you think about it, right, like those shows reach everybody. They're on cable. So you could be sitting in the middle of a red state and you go on cable and you go to Comedy Central, ABC, late night, and that's what you're seeing is your supposed hero being shit on by, you know, the comedic elite of late night TV in Los Angeles or New York.
Right. And that they're all on the same page. None of them have any different view or not even a lot of like variation in their own views.
Yeah. But like so the real OGs like Jon Stewart, like they've held it down. You know, that to me, that's like the best.
Yeah.
Like early Daily Show. To me, that was like during the Bush era, that was like this absolute sweet spot of like comedic late night political shit.
Yeah. And Bush also they kind of made, like, it was different with Trump. People, I mean, Hollywood just decided they're either something, either we don't have enough ownership over this guy or he's too much of a loose cannon, whatever it is, but that not a chance or everybody's gonna hate this dude. And then everybody works with Hollywood, so they have no choice. That's who pays their bills.
It's also hard to satirize a guy who doesn't give a fuck about what anyone thinks.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, you think he gives a shit? He just likes the attention from it, you know?
Right. I think that's really interesting too. But I think that turned off a lot of people, even if people like weren't that political. It was just like, well, why are you so one-sided? Like, what do you have in this? Yeah.
And there's real venom in some of those monologues, dude.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're like, Jesus Christ, this is like mean-spirited almost, man. Like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. I think it ruined Hollywood for a lot of people. It's like it made a lot of people think like, well, obviously this is a group that doesn't support me.
Yeah. Do you think that your move to Nashville was like a little bit inspired by that stuff?
I think, well, I wanted to honestly save money.
Yeah.
And everybody went to Austin. And I never wanted to be like everybody else. And everybody did it. You know, Joe Rogan moved there and Tim Dillon went there and Tom Segura. And I think I always wanted to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, I was scared that if I don't know, I want to go look at Austin now. I'm going to go check it out for a month and see. And then Nashville, I don't know. I think there's something really nice about it. It's just a lot of nice folks.
You've been liking it?
Yeah, I think it's nice. I think there's just a lot of nice people there. Like I have like the nicest neighbors I've ever had.
Yeah.
It gives me a little bit of a different idea of what the America's still like, kind of, you know? That's nice.
Does it feel Southern to you?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes I would never was like redneck growing up. Like our family didn't have any money. We were just poor white.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know, like we didn't have a boat or any, you know, we didn't have like a flag that we supported. We didn't have, you know, my father was from Nicaragua. He was 70 years old when I was born. My mother was from Illinois and was making love to a poor old man. Like, you know, who's having sex with a 7-year-old with no money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's a bad deal.
I think no matter who you are.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
It's like, it just seems like a poor business choice, you know?
Man, that's a shitty age to have no money.
I know. Yeah. And it's just like, anyway, so yeah, I think, what are some things that I like about it? It's nice for touring too. We can take tour buses right out of there.
Yeah.
And it's one of the last southern cities that still feels kind of like, I don't know, it has like a new rebirth.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to a lot of these cities like Montgomery.
Jackson, you been there?
Even Savannah during the daytime, downtown, kind of like Jackson.
Yeah. Charleston and
Charleston's
Jackson.
popping.
Birmingham's pretty good too.
Yeah, Birmingham I hear is pretty good. I haven't been really spent time there in the city, but there's a lot of southern cities, Columbus, Georgia, that are just like ghost towns.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi is really a ghost state.
Like the north part of it, like the Delta. It's
yeah.
Like shelled out towns.
It's gotten really bad, man. Yeah, Mississippi's just crazy, man. A really bad branding happened, I think, with a lot of the South was based on, even a lot of the tourism was based on tradition, like war battlefields and antebellum homes, things like that, that I think white people didn't realize maybe as much that black culture didn't have like, or maybe it angered them. I don't know. I think a lot of that kind of came out during BLM when a lot of like statues were being torn down and like, you know, so I think the South also is in a little bit of a space where it's like, well, I don't think I was grasping onto the history there because it was racist. I just thought it was the history, like Robert E. Lee, that was the statue. Like, you know, we would all meet up there at Mardi Gras. I don't think half of us knew what the fuck he did, you know? But I think, so a lot of the tradition there feels like it's been stirred.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people down there don't really know what to do in some southern places right now.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder when they're gonna start landmarking like hip hop achievements and shit. Like when I was in Clarksdale and Yazoo City in the Delta, and everything is like the Delta Blues Trail. Like here's where Lightning Hopkins like grew up. And I'm like, what about Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Like at what point are we gonna start like marking Lil Wayne's house in Holly Grove and shit? Because like that stuff really changed the world in a similar way that blues did, you know?
Yeah.
If not even a bigger impact. But like,
I'm amazed they haven't done that.
I think about it all the time. Like Hip Hop Heritage Trail, it's gonna happen eventually. We're gonna be tripping, bro. We're gonna be like 90 years old, and they're like in the third ward. They're gonna be like, here stood the Magnolia Projects, where Soulja Slim and Master P and C Murder came out with their first No Limit Records album. We're gonna be like, what the fuck? But it has to happen, right?
Well, it almost seems like it's behind schedule, especially since they've gone through so many of those projects and stuff over the years and had to tear them down or refurbish. You think somebody would have said, hey, let's just take this building and make some money for the city, you know?
Especially, they should have preserved like one of the old Magnolia buildings.
Oh, yeah. Big Boy, where Juvenile grew up.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the backdrop to like the birth of fucking Southern rap music.
Dude, I would go there in a heartbeat because it's so funny because I've gone to the ones where like Elvis was born.
Yeah.
And you'll see signs like Muddy Gussie grew up here, like people you don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
But if they had like Big Boy, like if they had a lot of different ones along that trail.
It's one of those classic things of like, who's really going to campaign on that though? It's like in Seattle, you can't drink in strip clubs. What congressman is going to be like, I'm going to make this my issue? You know what I mean?
But I think these days, you make that small pinpoint issue, that catapults you from being some Muppet with like, or, you know, just somebody to being like, all you need is that one.
Yeah.
And then you're in the game. As long you gotta have some backup plans.
Yeah, for sure.
But dude, I can't believe that they have strip clubs where you can't drink it. Like this, like but the strippers are all on pill. They can fucking do pills.
But I can't drink a goddamn White Claw. I thought this was America. No, I feel you. My dad works next to a strip club. My dad works at a bar connected to a strip club.
Yeah.
And so it's always like bar, strip club, back to bar, back to strip club. It's like, just tear the wall down. Man. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, we went to a strip club once in Virginia. We were touring a couple of months ago, and they're like, Edgar Allan Poe used to own this.
A strip club?
Yeah. I think it's Edgar Allan Poe. Is he from Virginia?
No, Edgar Allan Poe's from Baltimore.
Okay, well, at one point he lived, I guess, in Virginia, and he like lived there for a while or something.
Yeah.
They're like, we used to live here. It's like a historic building.
Yeah.
But then part of it was a strip club. It's pretty cool.
Wow, I didn't even know Edgar Allan Poe got down like that.
I think he got down the coast a little bit and went looking for a little bit of puss.
Yeah, he had a twisted mind.
Oh, he had to, dude.
So it must have been a twisted strip club.
Dude, he was like one of the first BLM activists. Look at the fucking the Raven or whatever.
Was that about race?
It was about black birds, dog.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty good anti-racist novel.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When everybody's writing about red robins, and you start rocking about the Raven.
So was he like? Were authors like rappers back then? Ooh. Like you think if he went to the strip club, everyone was like, "Oh shit, it's Edgar," and he's like making it rain. Or what was the strip club like before that kind of music?
Oh, I don't know. Violin.
I just can't envision
Yeah, just that slow.
With no future, like what does a strip club look like? The artist's future.
Right, yeah, 100%. I don't know. That's a great question. A hunting we will go, maybe a hunt, just like maybe somebody singing stuff like that.
Like folksy accordion.
Yeah.
You ever been to the Claremont Lounge in Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It is a good one.
That was Bourdain's favorite spot.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to have that an older lady in there, and she'd get those beer cans for you.
Yeah.
And they're a good place to watch people do coke that shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, for sure. What's weird for me in strip clubs is I only like them if they're like super novelty. You know? 'Cause
Yeah.
I like it in like an atmosphere sense. Like it's like Sopranos, Bada Bing style, just like the lighting and like just degenerate people. I like to watch the people at strip clubs.
Yeah, more of a burlesque style or something.
No, I mean like I like to look at the dudes who are watching strippers more than the strippers.
Oh, wow.
Because it's so interesting.
Yeah, there's something about somebody being right there to like, it's almost like a sense of like, I don't know, I guess some people go probably for desperation.
Yeah, they have just like this weird like slack jaw and like a permanently half full whiskey neat Jameson glass, and they're just like absolutely mesmerized with like this wet stack of ones because their palm is sweating. You know, the ring in their back pocket, just like nothing in front of them, nothing behind them, just in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some feeling right there, huh?
Yeah, because they must know that the girls don't actually like them.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of it is the myth of it.
Maybe it's they want to feel like a rock star, like Nickelback style.
Yeah.
Like they're at a strip club by themselves. But I mean, imagine going to a strip club by yourself, ordering a Jameson and smoking a cigar. Like
Yeah.
that idyllic, like it's like some Hemingway shit. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like this is me. I do this. This isn't weird at all. This is cool. This is what rock stars do.
Yeah.
You know?
But then the women are all pilled up. It's not even this like exchange of emotion anymore. It's just two people sharing each other, hoping one of them has a perk on them, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. It's almost like playing perk chess with their eyes.
Yeah, I've never even taken a prescription pill before.
You know, just playing just with that 120 milligram stare.
How does that make you feel, Percocet? Like,
I don't know. I took 2 Somas one time and actually drove off a road on accident. And my buddy, I think, R.I.P., tried to give me a BJ or something. I don't even remember fully. But I wouldn't take them.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
I just have friends who take them. I've had a friend take them. I looked at them. I'm like, well, how are you feeling right now? It's crazy.
I think it disconnects you from any senses that you have anything wrong.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong, man.
That's not a good thing.
No, you're made out of marshmallows and fucking homemade pussy, dude. I think you have everything just perfect, you know?
I wanted to ask you, so what happened to the King and the Sting podcast? It's no longer?
The King and the Sting podcast. Yeah, the podcast is still going. I'm just not doing
cool.
it.
You and Brandon are cool though, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we just honestly, man, I didn't have enough attention really to focus.
Yeah.
Like I like my own podcast, and we have a unique kind of audience, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I wanted to be able to I feel a lot more in touch with this now.
Yeah.
Like it's important to me.
Yeah.
And it was still important, but it was just a lot to try and juggle.
Yeah. I liked the Gringo Poppy actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think people give Brennan so much flack, and I think that's one of the reasons I admire him in some ways.
Yeah.
Is how you could withstand so much disdain from people, you know, or fake disdain.
Yeah. It's pretty psychotic.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It goes back to the people you were talking about.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's kind of why I stopped. Like, I still have Instagram and stuff. I just don't go on it. Because, like, when you run that, when you're like a major public figure or whatever, a big media figure, like, if someone comments on your shit, you're amazing. At its best, that's an ego boost, unhealthy ego boost. And if someone says you suck, then that's an anxiety spike. So it's like, there's no, once you've kind of passed that threshold of like validation from the public, it's nothing but bad for your mind. Because this little box in your pocket, it's like, oh, you're the shit, man. You're the best journalist. I'm walking around by myself getting endorphins from that, which is not natural. I should be like, you know, touching trees, playing tennis with my mom. But instead, it's like, and then if that box is like, fuck you, man, you're a libtard, you're a sellout or something, I'm like, oh, man, like, I feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
So there's no healthy, like, middle ground, I don't think, for me at least. I'm too sensitive.
Man, I'm too sensitive to it too. I still let it affect, you know, I let it affect me a lot of times. Or I notice, like you're saying, to have some wherewithal that I go there for certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just kind of pick that up, or did you always know it, or did you kind of like did you notice that happening? You're like, yeah, this isn't good.
I stopped going on Instagram 1 month ago.
Wow.
Because I was just like, damn, dude, like, every day I wake up, it's the first thing I check. I say, what are people saying about me today? Like,
Yeah, am I still okay?
oh yeah, or like, am I still okay? Do my fans still fuck with me? Like, do they like the video I just dropped? You know what I mean? Like,
Right? Did something come out in the middle of the night and me picking my nose or something?
Yeah.
And now I can't go anywhere.
or just like, you know, like how are my stats doing? But even more specifically, like it started actually when I dropped the Alex Jones interview. And everyone was like, why would you platform? Why would you platform? And then other people were like, you're a fucking G for giving this guy a voice. And I was just like, I can't deal with this. I just want to like make cool stuff